Hi everyone, this is Lo, and I'm a bit sorry for uploading so much Minecraft recently. Maybe eventually I will make second channel or something for other games rather than uploading here on Supreme Commander channel. That way I will not lose subscribers so much on this channel. So yeah, sorry for that, and so you guys will not hate me so much. I'm going to do some Supreme Commander as well. So we have in the bottom left corner, going blue Aeon, it is Bias. And the top right corner, going as purple Seraphim, it is everywhere116, going second air with a tree reclaim. But if that's actually the trees he's going for, that will be a bit sad with 6 pigeons. You should go for these 3 groups, and you can actually park your engineers around here and start reclaiming these 3 groups. Wow, that's really looks like a mistake, bro. Mistakes are made. You should really go for these 3 groups and not these singular trees. Bias doing it much more right, but you can never guarantee that manual reclaim will succeed if you don't do orders. However, he is a little bit super ungreedy, going for third tank. He is not assisting his ACU, however. I missed if he was assisting a bit. Actually, those Auroras. Maybe it's a raiding group, that's why they waited for scout, which is absolutely pointless because this is the fastest, one of the fastest, or maybe a fastest land unit in the game. Aeon scouts. Other scouts are not so fast, so it can catch up. You can even make Aurora, which is the slowest, one of the slowest T1 tanks, basically slowest T1 tank. Then make Engineer, then make Scout, and Scout will catch up. So, let's look. Well, he's doing fine. Bomber takes a tiny bit less power, no? No, it's not, I don't know. But you can know if there are 3 groups. You can see they are kind of bigger than individual trees. I can move my mouse here and I don't see reclaim order, but when I move my mouse here I get reclaim order from far away. That's kind of how you can know if 3 groups are broken or not. You can see I can get my mouse very close to them. Well, that's whatever. So double land and then air for Bias, and a very early ACU move for everywhere, and he's also moving this engineer as well. Probably will be useful to start land spam on this plateau. Otherwise, I don't know where he is going to spend his mass. He has basically couple factories in his storage. I guess if he would have couple factories, they will have a little bit of trouble producing, but honestly, maybe they wouldn't. Bias makes better job on spending his resources. Maybe he wasn't assisting his build as much, I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe just not enough reclaim. But his interceptor is not super fast compared to this 6 pigeon secondary bomber. But I hope it will be fine. Bomber is for now going for AC and derping. Well, that's also a pretty defensive move. It looks like both players going to divide map in half. Left side for Bias and right side for Everywhere. So far, a lot of air for Everywhere. For I guess not big deal. So Everywhere going for T2 max, and that's fine because he had a lot of mass, and against Auroras on such a big map, I mean, it takes a while for them to just cross a map and start pushing you. You can certainly just go T2 against Auroras. And for Aeon players, there is not much sense to spam a lot of Auroras unless you go through the middle. Or at least you go right here. Nice bombers from Everywhere. Well, actually ACU moved through and didn't build this max. But I don't know, I guess it's fine. Building tanks here, it's kind of nice to build even more NGs here to start reclaiming his rocks faster and maybe reclaim trees. Not having factory here for Bias, but at least he is reclaiming. He's also getting 1 max. Now he's one who has some mass in storage. So basically players are even. Everywhere is behind on power. Wonder if he's still stalling. No, he's not. He post his airs, but he kinda needs to. Oh, he will have Hydro, so he will be fine. And Bias will have a little bit too much. No, he's getting to 2 right now, so it does cost some power, as you can see. So faster, seems a tiny bit faster expanding for Bias, especially with this transporter. Tiny bit faster eco for Everywhere. Actually this 4 NG upgrade makes it a lot faster. Super fast T2 Pigeon is a nice choice, I like it. Because nothing happens on the map. This is only attack that's happening and not even a fight happens, so NGs are planning to build PD after factory, but they probably will have time. I mean, this army, you don't even know if it's going to win. So at the 8 minutes, Everywhere constructed additional T1 factories to keep spamming T1. It's if you watch some pro players, it's pretty much not what they usually do. Super fast obsidian reinforcements, that's cool. By the way, you can actually load 3 obsidians into 1 chariot, and I think good place to drop is here, but that's fine. Looks like little fight was going on and T1 is coming, and obsidians are pretty good against T1. Don't think wrong that they are bad, they're actually pretty good unless they are surrounded. And often obsidians are kind of in the middle of the army, and if they're tanking, Auroras can shoot yeah, that's exactly what often happens. Obsidian is losing health while Aurora's supposed to die. But ACU is here. PD... What? I don't know what happened. I don't know. Ah. Units are not very careful. They're running into ACU. So this raid is not doing too much here. Yeah, PD didn't build, I don't know. This engineer clump can later be used to assist T2 or even Tech 3 factory on that side while you spam units to the right to defend, so you no longer will need to transport all the time. So he will finish his T2 and done sensors. Sensors are cool, but I don't know. Honestly, T1 Raider would do just fine, especially if you're not against Cyber. And you can see Obsidian's dealt with T1 units just fine, and in the moment they will have their shields recharge. Recharge rate is a lot greater than regen rate, and actually one really cool thing. Interesting drop attempt here to this position. But at least there are no raiders right around there, so this drop should be successful. Come on. Yeah, only for a little bit was on the raider. Will be maybe here on the raider, that's too late. Mixing in some ATI would be ideal, but looks like bias is reacting. Everywhere is upgrading. Gun, I think. Oh, he's taking those maxes to T2 where his ACU is, so he has 7 T2 maxes. Bias has only 4. But with his ACU he's making straight up T2 maxes. So that's still an even game. Actually, Bias is a lot ahead on the score. Second T2 Pigeon is soon will be up for everywhere. Not sure on what he will even spend it. So gun first and T2 second. In that super safe situation is not very not the decisions that I super like. And those T1 attacks bringing a lot of reclaim to the bias, so bias is getting more ahead. Now we have huge transition to T2, and it's purpose to defend from this obsidian swarm. Okay, actually it's everywhere who asked me to analyze this game, and I'd say so the biggest mistake was to adding up 4 T1 factories and spamming for so long with them. You could add 1 T1 factory and actually maybe 2 T1 factories, and with one of them going to T2. But there wasn't so much need to get so many factories. You can see Bias has 3, and I would say he wouldn't need so much if it wasn't for your attacks. Obsidians got in range and they are wrecking Ushevas, and Looks like everywhere is left almost without an army. He's getting more eco, but his main base eco is about to get destroyed. Bias is ahead in eco, he's gaining reclaim and going tech 3 after second pigeon. Yep. This game seems to be over, but well, honestly, when I was loading replay it was much longer, but yeah, we'll see what happens next. Actually, Bias didn't kill any T2 max with this Obsidian run by and left even more reclaim. You compare it to this, as well as this reclaim is pretty huge. Not sure if it's enough to come back, but everywhere is getting even more eco. Urshova can fight in super large numbers. Urshova can find Harbies, unless Harbies will micro and dodge. Good reaction, knowing that those obsidians are coming. Not sure if T1 PDs will actually help. Bias is reclaiming a lot of trees. T2 Raider for both players, kind of interesting. No aggressive drops except this NG drop that failed. Making some blazes. Actually, blazes are a good unit for this map. You can try to sneak some blazes to this path, so you don't have to drop. Yeah, you can see PDs are almost useless against Obsidian. That's kind of a very good strength of Obsidian. So this might die. ACU is isolated. He may get overcharged soon. I don't see his storage, but he will need it. Amount of Urshavas is getting really big. Bias is not running low on eco. He also upgraded his maxes here and planning to get storages. Not super fast, but he's doing it. This position, however, might get in a little bit of trouble because of this attack here. So, yeah, where is the storage? Did he just build it? Why I don't see it? Oh, here is the storage. Probably just build it, I don't know. He's not T2, so he have to build factories first, so he can build engineers. Well, a bit unfortunate. Again, let's see Obsidians versus PD. PD has DPS, but yeah, you can see sometimes actually walls work against Obsidians. Sometimes they don't, which is randomness that nobody likes in subcom, and everyone kinda hopes to try and fix it. T2 air factory is coming up. Let's see. And those gonna be Harvey drops. Yeah, nice place, but there are only 2 maxes. So, right now there is only 1 Harvey. It takes surprisingly long time to those obsidians and blazes to die. However, Harvey dies much faster. As I said, in large numbers, Eshevas can be pretty dangerous against everything. Even against Tech 3 land, even against... Well, not against Perseus. I mean, they can, but... they are not so good against Perseus. Even Rhinos feels better against Perseus. But right now you can see those are not getting swarmed, and it's now better for the Harpies, but not running away either. Couple flags running forward, eliminating gunships. Yeah, if Harpy is out of range and they don't die, their DPS is great. With 3 Harpies, Urshiva numbers are running very low. It seems like as if those Urshivas are a bit confused. It's because everywhere is target firing stuff. Well, that's a nice drop here. Would be cool to reclaim here as well. I mean, be a little bit more spread out. Even if you look here, there is reclaim, but there is also a lot of reclaim here. So everywhere can catch up here, and he may lose all his power right now. Sneaky, yeah, I mean, he dropped here. You should have noticed when your Hydra and Nexus died. So, I mean, you of course, you can defend first wave of these guys with your Urshiva, but obviously you can't. I mean, you will run in trouble after you both kill each other, because you will have less Tech 3 land against enemy Tech 3 land. Ah, those guys are sad here. But everywhere probably have full mast bar and no power. Hopefully he turned off all his radars. Those maxes are not turned off. He actually killed also Hydra. So this pigeon kill is even more evil with this. So Bias should get really far ahead right now if he will get this reclaim as well as this reclaim. Can't tell what mistake was here or what you're supposed to do. Oh, sorry, because you were already behind, it's pretty hard to tell. Interestingly, going straight for Tech 3 power maybe a little bit too fast. But you never know, I guess. If he wouldn't have so much mass, it would be fine to go a little bit slower on this Tech 3. I don't think he will survive long enough. Oh, and Bias also going Tech 3. Usually higher rated players going for RAS. I guess that is fine, because he lost his pigeons, so he couldn't go RAS, but he could get slow pigeon. I don't know. RAS is pretty much always bad choice. Still stalling. You should send your Yenses to raid here, and you can like poke here in and out, and maybe even poke here in and out. Also, it's cool to just try and run by here. with your hover tanks. Same for blazes, you could just try and sneak through the top. And that would force your opponent to make 2 PDs here, or at least 1 PD. Maybe other kind of player would just always just go ahead and make PD there, but no. High rated players try to have minimal PD. Not sure about all high rated players, but oh wow. So he only dropped 1 artillery here. Pigeon is almost done, and everywhere is not noticing it. He has 2 shields, each one consuming 300, and this shield consuming... He need to finish this pigeon! This is really bad. And he didn't notice that he is being shot. And if it hits... kills... okay, pigeon done. So shield is up, DPS, even if this thing has highest DPS of all Tech 3 artilleries, it's still pretty shitty against Seraphim shield. Nice killing this artillery. Attempting to rebuild Tech 2 HQ, and GC is already done, wow. So I guess it's game. It's been a game for a long time, I think, since this T1 attack. But, well, it was still interesting to watch. Tech 3 artillery is pretty much worst anti-experimental unit. It maybe can be used against Megalith, but not against anything else. Actually, not completely sure, but snipers are usually better against experimentals compared to Tech 3 artillery. In fact, I think same mass in snipers can one-shot GC, I think. I've done one test, but I'm not completely sure. And actually, those damaged Harpies pretty much doing all the job alone. You don't even really needed this GC. You just should have attacked earlier. I think the blame was slower T2 and then slower Tech 3, and you should also get Tech 2 on your ACU. Then you can kind of get any kind of PD creep and maybe get TML ACU. I don't know, you can even try to go here or even more to the top. Oh my god. Seriously. Nothing T2, but you could try to snipe these mexes with your ACU if you are here. T1 bombers could sneak in and kill TMD. It wasn't super interesting game. The whole theme was these 4 factories being so late and attempting to fight here where was ACU, and T2 units reinforcing was very good. If it wasn't for T2 units, maybe he could run over and try to raid here, but he couldn't kill ACU, and fighting with ACU would be a mistake, I think. Well, that's it. Hope you liked it. Hope it was interesting. Thanks for watching.